Marxist-linked protesters, Marxist-linked protesters, I don't know what part anybody out there doesn't get, burn flags, American flags, wave foreign flags, clash with police in a coordinated LA riot. All right, I got a bunch of clips. We're just going to go over them, put my 2 cents in. This is Ucapa, California. As you can see right here, there's a sign that says, "Fact your protest and your foreign flags. Support your local ICE raids." Yeah, if you're, again, this is beating a dead horse, but I'm going to beat that shit until it turns to dust, I guess. Just like these mofos protesting shit. It's all orchestrated, by the way. But if you're here illegally, you don't have the correct papers and all that, you're here illegally, you broke in, give a damn if you're working and trying to be productive or whatever, you broke into the country. That's a big no-no. Okay? I can't break into another country. Any country worth its salt is going to protect its borders. Of course, ours were open for 4 years under Beijing joke burden that fake borders are laughing hyena Kamial. But I digress. You still broke into the damn country because there was still some sort of semblance of border protection and border patrol and shit. You all knew what you were doing. You knew you were coming in, breaking in, getting freebies and handouts and shit like that. Getting free college, right? But yet Americans have to pay the college loans back. In fact, that shit. Meanwhile, you're giving everything free and breaking in the country. Now it's time to go back. And then you have the gall to not only fly Palestinian flags. You don't even know where Palestinian Gaza Strip is. You damn jerk-offs out there. But not just that. Not that aside. You broke in the country. Now you're waving your Mexicano flags. You're causing mayhem. And so people had enough of this shit. Had enough of this nonsense. It's ridiculous. So let's take a look at this.
Ucapa came to play today.
Ucapa came to
go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home. Fact your protest and your damn foreign flags, damn it. You got your gay little damn libtards out there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stand up. Come on. Dallas entered the chat, so to speak. In other words, they're having marches there, anti-ICE protests over there too, and it's X. You know how it buffers and shit, and it's late for me. All right, so they're out there in Dallas, as you can see at the bottom. So, you know, remember, I don't know if you remember me mentioning 1, 2, 3, 4. That this summer all this stuff was supposed to pop off across the cities. I mean, this is all orchestrated. It's obvious that it's planned. There's no way. Where the hell are they getting these flags from, huh? Where the hell are they getting those flags? Where do they go to the bathroom? Where? They're just going to go out there and march all day? They don't have jobs? The fuck out of here. No, they don't. They're libtards. That's right. They're moochers. But that aside, how does this shit get organized? Can you organize thousands or hundreds? Can you do that? Like, snap your fingers and have them on the street? Just like that? No. It's bullshit. This is not organic. None of this is. All right? And then in California, they're giving friggin' damn big-ass boulders like to throw at damn government vehicles, and then they don't get in trouble? Come on, man. Come on. Stop yanking my chain with this shit. But enough is enough, because you got a lot of these dumbasses. They get paid to do this, to go against this country. They want to. They pretend they're Americans, and they're not. They're fucking communists. They're Marxists, right? So yeah, I mean, we know that the New World Order is clamoring. They're hankering for a civil war here in the United States. Predictive programming galore and all that. I mean, either we let this go, regardless if it's orchestrated or not, we let it go, and it keeps festering until it comes to a town near you, because that's what's going to happen eventually. It's not just going to be in the libtard areas. They're going to try to bring this shit over to smaller towns. That's what I think. Because if it was just relegated to cities, well, most of us, a lot of us, I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people live in cities, but there's also a lot that live in the suburbs or rural areas too. It's quite a bit. And you still feel comfortable if you're away from hundreds of miles away from this shit. But what if this shit comes to a doorstep near you? All right? So we're kind of sort of being backed up in the corner. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Well, be careful what you ask for, maybe. I was watching this damn jackass. A lot of stuff he said is stupid, but he did bring up a point about he was trying to say we don't have enough military personnel to fight. Like, say for instance, if the National Guard, they can't quite hack it and do anything with these protests. Well, we know the Marines are coming in California, right? The Marines are coming in, just 700, but what if even the Marines weren't enough, and it escalates from there, and the government starts attacking, like more vicious, attacking these assholes that are protesting in California, and this channel was saying, well, there's millions of Latinos, and stuff like that live in Los Angeles, like that by far outnumber military. Obviously, we don't have enough of that military active duty personnel, and so they're saying this thing, they're not going to go quietly in the night. If you punch at them, they're going to punch back, and it's going to just escalate and snowball. And it's going to be turned into a civil war. I mean, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Either we let all this shit happen. All right, let's look at it like this. We got a lot of evil fucks in this world, okay, that want to see America's demise, right? And ours, too. Deagle.com style, right? Georgia Guidestone style. So the evil needs to be taken out. I've been saying this for years. We need an exorcism in this country. All right? So basically, it's good versus evil. Let's look at it like that. Do we have evil pricks in this country? Yes, we do. A shit ton. All right? The enemy within. So if these enemies of our country want to back us into a corner, we've been laying low, going to work, going to this, being responsible, productive members of society. But if they back us up, and believe you me, I talk to guys at the gym. They're ready for this shit. Conservatives. These are conservatives. These are patriots. All right? They're ready. We talk about this shit a lot. There are people out there that are ready for this shit. So, and it's either you don't do anything about it, and you're going to keep on encroaching on us, keep on doing this, keep on orchestrating bullshit like this, keep on doing it, or give them what they want. If they want, what do you do? You don't fight back? You don't do anything back? You don't push back? You ain't voting your way out of this shit. I'm not saying go out there and act a fool. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if this thing happens to pop off and they, all the media wants to call it a civil war, I mean, I'm going to stay out of the way as best as I can. I'm sure you are, and I recommend that. But if it comes to your doorstep, what are you going to do? Are you going to let them steamroll over you if it comes to your doorstep? You understand what I'm trying to say? It's ridiculous where we're at. Just see this right now. This is the crap that the X does to me, all right, at times. Only on my tablet. If I have it on my laptop, it's good to go. So what I'm going to do is point this and click. I don't want to do it that way because you're going to get a grainier image, but it's the best I could do. And you know what? Who cares? The message is there. You're going to understand what's going on, and you still got some sort of visual. So here we go, because I'm sick of this crap. So here we go from the rest of the video. If the format sucks, it is what it is. Last night's format sucked. It didn't look good to me, but you got the idea if you paid attention.
Tensions over mass deportations in Los Angeles. This was a scene in Paramount, California today.
And listen, there's got to be a lot of Antifa in this. This isn't just the people that are. In other words, I'm trying to say I don't believe that it's the actual people that flooded our country. Maybe some are mixed in here, but these muzzled ones, masked, they look like soy boy facking Antifa is what it looks like to me. Antifa at it again. It's what it looks like. A lot of it, not all of it. It might be some. illegals in there, of course, but it looks like soy boys in there too.
A huge gathering
Antifa.
as protesters took to the streets to demonstrate against federal.
Why don't they use voice to skull and say, "Hey, this is what is their the Mexican Quetzalcoatl or something?" I'm probably butchering the name. Isn't that what they're looking for? The return of starts with a Q. Why don't they do some kind of like, "This is your God. Stop doing this. Go back to your country now, or else." Why don't they use the voice to skull? Why don't they use the access denial? In my opinion, because they want it to happen.
Immigration operation.
Not the average police officer who doesn't know anything about voice to skull, or maybe they do. I don't know, but the higher ups certainly know. Come on, someone in this police department knows about the technology out there that could quell this nonsense.
Border Patrol says several arrests were made, and
this looks like a war zone.
Monitoring the situation.
This looks like a war zone.
30 officers wearing riot gear lined up against the protesters.
This is a war.
It isn't clear which agency these officers work for. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says ICE will, quote, continue to follow the law. And it wasn't just L.A. We also saw another standoff between protesters and authorities.
So it's in Austin. It spread to Austin, Texas. It spread to New York. It's in Dallas now, starting in Dallas. Of course, libtarded Austin, libtarded New York. Just like right on cue. All the cities, right?
Is in Paramount, California for us.
Paramount. Wonder what significance there is in that.
Jose, this all started this morning apparently across the street from a Home Depot, but the tension continues to this very moment. I'll step off and show you behind me. You can see LA County Sheriff's Department in full riot gear. We've seen flashbangs be deployed. We know tear gas canisters.
Okay, so the sheriff's, the LA Police Department is showing up some because
they say through rocks at vehicles conducting operations.
The reason why I said that is because I came across information that the LA PD and the LA Sheriff's Department were laying low and weren't showing up. And there's still a lot of reports out there that the LAPD is not showing up in mass. So it's conflicting reports here. This report, of course, it's nothing but communism news. So of course they're going to show you that the police department's out there. But on Fox News and other conservative outlets, they're saying that the LAPD is not out there. And there's reporters out there from those outlets saying, "Where are the police? Where are the police?" We're seeing them doing donuts in the street takeovers, burning police cars, junking police cars. Where are the cops? Why aren't they being arrested? This is all bullshit. Because the police department, you're gonna tell me, listen, if you're attacking a city and attacking businesses and all that, trying to chase them down and put handcuffs on them, that's throw that shit out the window. You got to do something more than that. These people are a threat. They're violent, which means they're violent to anybody. If they're destroying things, they have no respect for the law, no respect for the cop cars. So I would act accordingly.
Of course, follows that day of tension, raids across LA and LA County.
If I were a cop, I'm saying.
Specifically, dozens of arrests being made. We don't know how many arrests or injuries in this.
Dozens of arrests are not enough.
Police action, but obviously the tension not dying down anytime soon. Jose.
And of course, this is mostly a peaceful protest, right? Mostly peaceful, right? That's what fake news is going to say. I think there's oh wait, what's this? As a side note, the Braves finally won a game after it's dropped like 10 lately in a row, something like that. There's so many I can't even keep a count, but against the Brewers, finally, yay! Then we got this. We got breaking news: bionic shields, around $60 each. They cost, are being trucked into Los Angeles for the terrorists. They're not rioters. You're a fucking terrorist. In my opinion, a rioter is a terrorist, but they're upping the ante on what rioters do. It's even worse than riots of past, I do believe. If not, I don't give a damn. Riot equals terrorism to me. It's not a protest anymore. This is a paid insurrection, all right? And the Democratic Party is waging war against Americans. Look at this, okay? All right? So what are you supposed to do? Do nothing? Just let this keep on going on and on?
officers there that have staged their
describe, where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen. And you can look around, you see the National Guard in front of the federal building, but as far as this intersection where we're seeing all this take place, there's no local police to be seen.
See? No police.
People handing out masks.
No police. You're taking over the street. There's traffic. It looks like trying to get through. Taking over the street. No police. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. All this is done on purpose. And these people, I guess, are supposed to be citizens trying to go from point A to point B. You see this time and again and again. Do they not realize that some shit's going down in LA? Why do they? I don't get it. Over and over again, they keep doing it. So, okay, I know that there's a big, gigantic, bullshit terrorist, commie Marxist shindig going on in LA. And I see where they're at. They're in LA and all that. Let me go take my usual route or whatever. How about circumventing or bypassing this? And it's just, to me, when they say
we just saw people graffitiing.
when they say staged, I really sometimes believe it.
The sidewalk right in front of this truck, and we've seen people doing burnouts in the street. There's no
Burnouts in the street. Can you do that? I couldn't get away with that.
local law enforcement around.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building.
See, and then the other Fox News reporter says a whole lot of officers on the other side of the building. So what's the story here? Something ain't adding up. Are there cops or no cops?
Almost behind you, and perhaps the visuals obstructed
What I'm seeing is no cops. No cops. No police.
from your point of view. But I can tell
Anarchy.
you there are many, many, many LAPD cars and officers there that have stayed.
Oh, wait, this is not Fox. This is... Is it? Oh, is that an eyeball? Oh, it's Commie Broadcasting System. No wonder why there was a reporter saying, oh, let me clarify, there are cops there, they're just on the other side. I thought it was Fox, because of the colors. No, it's the Commie Broadcast System. No, there are no fucking cops around, all right?
They are blocking that
Very few
freeway,
at best.
Overpass.
Because if there were cops around, how are they getting away with this shit?
Protesters
Blocking the
on that
streets,
overpass
taking
like they
over
did
sidewalks and
yesterday,
streets.
and throw bricks or concrete or scooters down on law enforcement that was below that had cleared the 101.
Throwing bricks, throwing scooters down. Listen,
So perhaps
it's
they're not
ridiculous.
where you are, but there's a lot.
Wearing your muslin face type of California. This is disgusting. It's disgusting. And you got the White House posting on X or Twitter. While Los Angeles burns, officers ambush city in chaos. Carmela Harris and laughing hyena, horse-faced. I can't stand that. Gavin Newsom and Mad Maxine Waters, Maxine is a drunken bastard. Waters call the riots and insurrection peaceful. They're still doing this. They're still calling this shit peaceful. Like, remember the Summer of Love? Mostly peaceful. Maybe it's time we do have a great reset, but of the United States. We need an exorcism of all the fucking demons in here, all the criminals, just everything. Clean house, just reset it. All these, it would be a utopia, pretty much, if we get rid of all these commies, all these Marxists, all these demons, and let's have an exorcism of demons. Something needs to happen. This is ridiculous. It keeps going on and on, over and over again. But let's take a look.
We see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles.
Take your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives.
This piece of crap.
The vast majority of protesters and demonstrators.
You saw what the LAPD department says without incident. But it's been nothing but violence.
Of protesters and demonstrators.
Their lives, man. Trying to live their lives.
The vast majority of protesters and demonstrators are peaceful.
Does that look peaceful to you? It's under control. Look how they lie.
People having fun watching cars burn.
Overwhelmingly peaceful.
They're saying that they have it under control.
Things are under control. Peaceful protests are taking place.
That bitch is even struggling to say that. This is peaceful? How the hell is that peaceful? It's so peaceful. Let's throw you in the mix if that feels so peaceful. See how it feels for you to be set on fire, you damn jerks. Keep calling setting things on fire peaceful and firebombing and shit like peaceful. Okay, it's so peaceful. Yeah, it's peaceful, right? It tears things to pieces. You dumb assholes. Let's throw you in there then, into the midst of this mostly peaceful protest, and see how you fare. Let's see how peaceful it's gonna feel to you. You lying, gaslighting, fake news, commie pieces of crap, you. Oh yeah, I could feel it coming in the air tonight. He's at a gun range. Take a look. He's getting ready. He's getting ready for all the nonsense. Let's take a look at who's behind this. The riots. It's from Anna Polina Luna. Never heard of it, but here it goes.
Who is behind all these crazy... Just found a really great deep dive here from the Data Republican on X. So who is behind all these crazy riots in LA and that will be across the nation? Just like remember in the Summer of Love with BLM, remember who's organizing all that stuff? With this specifically is being funded by an individual by the name of Neville Singham, who actually made his money by pushing communist Chinese propaganda, became a billionaire doing it. He's now funding, and the guy behind all of these protests was also behind and tied to the protests at Columbia University, pushing all of that BS, if you don't remember. And then also, too, if you actually look at the social organization that's putting out these flyers, it's the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is, and I kid you not, the actual Communist Party. So they're using Hispanics, they're using illegal immigrants, they're trying to hype people up thinking that they care, but they don't care. They would stop illegal immigration. Obama deported people. Why all of a sudden now? It's political.
That's true. Obama deported him. That's right. Go back and look at the videos from like the 90s and stuff like that. Hillary Clinton, she was all for deporting, all for solidifying our border and protecting it. So was Obama, to an extent, deporting and all that. But all of a sudden, now it's a problem, right? Now these demon rats don't like the border being protected. They want to open and invite all these illegals in. It's opposite day. Because years ago they were against all this because they're not real Democrats. They're all. I don't want to keep repeating it over. I think you understand what's going on. It is what it is. At any rate. Marxist-linked protesters, I don't know what part anybody out there doesn't get, burn flags, American flags, wave foreign flags, clash with police in the coordinated LA riots. All right? Far-left groups, including Union del Barrio, Union of our neighborhood? Barrio means neighborhood. Union del Barrio and Antifa. Remember I just said it looked like Antifa's in the mix. Antifa violently protested at an LA ICE facility, burning American flags and clashing with police. The unrest mirrors 2020 BLM terrorism acts. I'm not going to call them riots. Terrorism is what it was in 2020. The Summer of Love was terrorism, just like this is terrorism. It's domestic terrorism. This unrest that's happening now mirrors what happened in 2020 when BLM was acting a fool out there. It's now being rebranded under a Mexican Marxist movement opposing U.S. sovereignty. Get it right, all right? It's not about, oh my God, these poor little invaders. We just have to protect them. They're doing no wrong. Just gotta protect them as we burn everything down and attack everything. We gotta burn everything down and attack everything. And because these invaders are just so sweet, they love you. They're here just for the white picket fence. Fact that noise. No, they're not. They're here to take over our country. And I said this was an invading army for years. I've been saying it since the get-go Geico. It's an army is what's coming here. This is, Clive Piven. There was something else. It was, I covered this in videos past, man, several years ago, that it's basically the UN's army it was mostly men of military age. It was the UN's army that came through under Biden's watch, all right? And if you were able, and it's from different countries, not just Mexico, and if they wore their country's respective uniforms and were marching through a border, well, everyone would be alarmed. But because it was painted as, well, they're little refugees. What's that Tom Petty song? She's a little refugee, right? You know, as they came in with their brand new clothes, they had their hotels along the way routes already mapped out for them. They had cell phones and internet service. They were well fed and well rested, right? Remember that? It's an army. It's an army, is what it is. Sprinkled with cheering hither and thither. Maybe a woman or two every now and then to throw you off, especially if you're watching fake news. That's an army. From China, Mexico, South America. They opened their prisons, right? And their insane asylums. And released them into America. Funding ties reveal billionaire-backed networks. Billionaire-backed networks are funding this, and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, with suspicions of foreign influence fueling the chaos. Critics warn this is a coordinated attack on law and order, echoing past left-wing insurrections. And I'm going to leave it right there. That's what it is. People saying this is going to lead into a civil war. This is going to lead into a police state, increased surveillance. I haven't touched on Palantir. Is that it? You know, with data gathering and all this, and just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information concerning that out there. And order out of chaos, you know. So, but in the end, even if this is a certain coordinated agenda that and it's not organic, obviously. It's all done by design. We as American citizens, either we allow this to happen continually, and I'm not saying do anything. I don't recommend that. I would just pray and stay out of the way. But if it ultimately comes into your neck of the woods, your doorstep, what are you going to do? Do you protect your home? Do you protect your town? Or you just let them run roughshod over your town? What? At some point, I'm trying to say something has to give. And that's what they want. We know that. But either it goes one way or the other. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Right now, I say pray and stay out of the way. Get stocked up. Get prepped up. But, you know, don't always remember it's rules for thee and not for me. So in other words, they can get away with this shit. We can't. So be smart out there. Pray, stay out of the way. Keep your nose clean. Just be prepared. Hopefully it doesn't come into our neck of the woods. But if it does, I mean, either just lay down and let them burn down the house, or I mean, I don't know what else to say here at this point. It's ridiculous. One thing's for sure, we're not voting our way out of it. I mean, I might go through the motions of voting just to let them know where I stand, even though I go through the motions, okay? I do that. But in the end, I understand. I understand that how things are, okay? I don't know what else to say. Keep being the productive member of society that you are. I'm not talking about the trolls because they ain't productive. Like I said, pray and stay out of the way. Don't do anything stupid. Just keep your eye on the situation. You know what I mean? And I'll do the best I can to cover the information as well. It's late. I know it's chintzy. Maybe this video comes out and it sucks. I don't know, because it could happen. The format sucks, and I gave it my all. It is what it is, right? What else can I do? It's late in the hour. It's late. It's late in the whole scheme of things. We are in the last days. We are in the end times. I just wonder when Jesus is going to come back, because I don't know how much more of this nonsense I could take. But still, I press on. Hey, Twisted Sister in the background. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore. He's right. You're right. We're not. All right. Don't be a troll out there. Keep your comments civil and respectful. I move. Be a weirdo out there. Don't be a troll. If you see a troll, say something. Stuff that ain't truth pipe and smoke it. Make way, because current must flow if you listen to this. You are the resistance.
Sweet dreams.